In this video, we're going to be talking about something called C4W, or crypto for winners, and how you can make 100% plus return per year. We're going to talk about exactly how this works. Is it safe or is it not safe? And what is the best strategy for actually using this sort of platform? Hi, my name's Adam Winnig. I've been involved in cryptocurrency since 2014, and I made this channel to help make your trading and investing experience easy, lucrative, and fun. With that being said, let's get into our C4W, or crypto for winners, review here. I'm going to explain exactly how it works, what the risks are that are involved with it, and you can make a decision whether or not you'd like to be involved. I'm just going to be here to present the data for you, and if you would like to get involved, that is completely up to you. I'm not going to try to persuade you to do it. I'm just going to present the facts so that way you can make your own decision about it. So with that being said, Crypto for Winners, and I know it's kind of a funny name, but basically what it is it is a platform that essentially works like a fund. They have three different funds, or what they call pools. They have a Bitcoin pool, an Ethereum pool, and a global crypto pool, which is basically where you would deposit USDT. And just a little bit about them, their story is basically they started trading some of their friends' crypto back in 2018, and they started doing a pretty good job because they were traders and they did have the background as traders and money managers. And because of that, started to grow via word of mouth because of their track record, and they started getting more and more clients coming in. So they created this platform called Crypto for Winners. And essentially the way that it works is you can go ahead and deposit either your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, or your USDT into these pools, and they will essentially be trading and managing those funds for you and be giving you a return. And that's the way that it works. Basically, 45% of the pool is used to trade, and the other 55% is being kept in cold storage for kind of like a long-term investment. Here you can see what their roadmap has kind of been like, which is maybe not that important. But if we go into here, we can take a look at what have the actual returns been like, and then I'll explain how does this actually work and what the risks are involved with this. So you can see here that they started with their Bitcoin pool on July of 2019. And since then, they've done 298% return on your Bitcoin, which is pretty dang good if you ask me. Now, there is a minimum deposit into this pool of 0.2 Bitcoin, which is going to run you about $4,000 at this point. Okay. They do take a 20% performance fees, but all of this is actually accounted here inside of the results that we see. So you can see the Bitcoin performance since 2019. You can see they're averaging 10, 11, 8, 20%. This year it looks like they average between 7 and 6%. Here they're averaging about between 5 and 6% return, which is not too bad. If you take a look at that, let's just say on average, let's say you deposit $10,000, you get a 6% monthly compounded return. Basically in a year, that'll give you 101% return, or basically doubling your money, which is not too bad if you ask me. Now, they do have other pools. Bitcoin has been the longest standing, but they also have the Ethereum pool. And this is the pool that I have deposited a small amount of money into in full transparency. It's started in April of 2021. It's done about 101%. The minimum is about 2 ETH. Okay, so you have to deposit at least 2 Ethereum into this. And you can see the average has been between kind of like 5 and 7%. So again, we could call it about a 6% monthly return that gets paid back out to investors. You can see that there. Now, as far as the USDT pool goes, this is the newest pool that's been since just January of 2020. It's done a 48% return in that time period, and it has a minimum investment of $10,000. So this is a little bit bigger investment to get into the USDT pool. And obviously, if you don't want to have exposure to price appreciation or depreciation of Bitcoin or Ethereum, then you may want to go this route, even though it is a little bit significant, higher significant investment. So with that being said, let's take a look at a few other things. So the big question is because this is a centralized entity, right? You're essentially giving up access to your funds and they are trading the funds for you. Do they have the proper licensing to actually do this? And they're pretty transparent about this. And I was able to look this up online as well and find out that they do actually have the proper licensing to be able to manage and trade other people's funds through Stockholm, Sweden. That is basically where they have their LEI code, which is like a legal entity identification code, which basically means that, you know, they're legit and that they're able to do this. Now, with that being said, obviously crazy things that have happened in crypto. Again, here you can see the LEI, and I was able to find up who their owner is. It's supposedly this guy named Adrian Castellani. There's not a whole lot of information about him. I did see that he had some experience working in blockchain and cryptocurrency, but there's not really a ton of information out there on the web, but it is comforting knowing that they are doxed somewhat. Now, one other thing that I did find is they do have some sort of partnership with Ledger, which I don't really know how serious of a partnership this is. This basically, essentially, you can read it here, the full case study on it, but essentially there's some sort of partnership with Ledger, which is obviously a big time trusted name in crypto, but I don't know if they're just holding their funds for them or what the partnership actually entails. So just so we're all aware. Now, when you log in, you basically have to set up your account, username, email, password, phone number. You got to verify your account. It doesn't take too long to verify your account, but once you get in, you'll see you can have access to depositing to the Bitcoin, Ethereum, or the USDT pool. I have deposited just a small amount of funds here into the Ethereum pool, okay? And I will deposit more. I have funds in another platform called Yield Nodes, which you may be seeing me do videos on. The reason I'm going to be allocating some of my funds from Yield Nodes to this is because there's no 6-month lockup period. If you're familiar with Yield Nodes, kind of like a similar platform where they do master noding, but there is a 6-month lockup. So the thing that I did really like about C4W is you can withdraw your profits at any time. So in the Ethereum and Bitcoin pools, once every 7 days, you're able to withdraw your profits. And then on the USDT pool, from my understanding, is once every 30 days, you're able to withdraw your funds, which is pretty cool. So you can either withdraw your profit or withdraw all of it. I'm just going to be withdrawing my profit from this because this is a high risk investment. I want to try to play with house money as soon as I possibly can, okay? And I want to try to limit my downside exposure as much as I possibly can. But I think this is pretty cool. Basically, they just set you up with a wallet. You send your Ethereum to the wallet, and then you basically just deposit it. You can really easily do that. And then within 24 hours, it takes 24 hours to basically transfer those to your actual trading pool, which you can see here, and you can manage basically, how it's done each day. You can see, maybe it's done about 0.2% per day or so since I've been deposited into this. And in full transparency, this is a higher risk investment, right? There's not tons and tons of information. There is some guys that I do respect that are in this play as well. And I don't think that they're going to rug because they are doxed, but there is always that risk potential. So again, this is something that you should not invest with any funds that you are uncomfortable with losing, again, because this is a high risk, high return type of scenario. Another way that I think is healthy to actually look at this is, sure, it is high risk, high reward, but if you're to stake, like I was talking to Steven, the calculator guy, if you guys know him, he made a really good point. He was like, if you were to stake, your Ethereum on Lido, which is obviously a lot safer, right? It's a 5% yield for the year, which basically means you'd have to stake for a full year in order to get that 5% yield. With a platform like this, you would just have to stake your Ethereum for 1 month and you can get the 5% yield. So you have to think about that in terms of risk reward. Yes, this is way higher risk, but you don't have to have your exposure in as long if you're just trying to get the 5% yield, or you can have literally 1/20th of the amount in order to make the same return, which is pretty interesting way to think about it as well. So if you thought this video was helpful, then go ahead and like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and feel free to check out some of the other helpful videos that we do have on our channel.